After arranging the oil paper on the board, observe minutely the structure of the model. His main characteristic is his hand on the vest and the stole around his neck. The body is divided in four parts, containing his face, his stole, his kurta, and the leg. Dilute the burnt sienna color with turpentine oil, and with a flat brush, just apply the strokes to take out the bone structure of the face and the shape of the hairstyle. Fill in the area of the stole and draw its basic shape and form. The color might flow downwards as it's very thin and diluted. One can lift up the drip with finger to stop its flow in unwanted area. The shadows over the white color reflect as mauve. So start filling the shadowed folds of the kurta of the model. The shadows will define the pose of the model and the hidden body structure. Everything is being painted in basic shape of cylinder or angular strokes. From César to Picasso to Grace, we see the progressive analysis, breakup and rearrangement of form. César tried to bypass subjective impressions by destroying objects and reconstructing them along rational architectonic lines. Picasso went further by attempting to show the interpretation of solid and voids. Even so, human qualities of his subject show through. With Grace, we have a different objective, the creation of a geometry of form that could deal with anything, pupil, object, places or spaces. Similarly, draw the shaded parts of the jeans and define the shape of the legs. Brush is at artist's personal disposal, responding gradually, vigorously, changing, growing, being touched and retouched. One can see the correspondence between observation, form and technique. Color of a paper is playing the role of lightest shade till now, which may also gradually change as the painting progresses. One can easily relate to the angles and structure of the model drawn on the paper with the actual model and his pose. Draw the shape of the hand on the vest and his widely spread fingers on the hip bone. There is no hard and fast rule of which color to apply. It totally depends on the artist if he is aware of the technique. Experimentations with various materials bring out myriad dividends in visual variety and experiences. Apply a touch here and there on the face and the second hand, preparing a base for further details. Fill the triangular shape formed by the arm and the hand on the vest with blue color. Blue is the color of background against which the model is posing. One can create tonal variations reflecting of folds of the drapery as well as the silhouettes being formed on it. Random patterns and strokes are exploited later on for formal and thematic suggestions. Addition of more deeper color in the folds of kurta and jeans will bring out more depth. Gradually a three-dimensional effect will come out. All these tonal variations become projections of fevered imagination. The painting is still now devoid of much details, yet its essence has started coming out. Like it is said, the soul, if not the body, is invariably shown naked and shivering. We see more than a person's fear or guilt or anxiety. We experience a feeling of awe when dreaded abstractions become final meaning in personal existence. These blurred strokes and contours will become magically alive once a few details are added over them. With diluted blackish blue color start filling the background behind the legs. This dark tone will enhance the structure of model more and bring it forward. The rough and unruly strokes add to the playfulness and freedom of artist spirit. Being experimental will bring out the fresh sources of imagery. Intermingling of strokes will create sensation. One can feel the spontaneity and the desire to transform. Add a few strokes of darkness on the jeans, highlighting the creases and the shadow created by the fall of kurta over it. These dabs may seem useless to a spectator initially, but for an artist, it is a part of creative strategy. Add darker tone on the other end of the leg too. A few random strokes will bring out another dimension of real and illusionistic space. It will create a dramatic effect of unfinished brush strokes, leading the eye into an illusion of completion. The application of mauve color in the shadows of face may look weird to a layman, but it is only the artist who knows where his mind is traveling. In his desire to integrate his work, The artist uses whatever seems to him effective for his purpose. He may make the individual choices consciously, but often he may make them as a part of series of intuitive decisions as he works at his object, trying to complete it, changing element until each feels right and all go together. With mauve acting as a middle tone, highlight the cheekbones, nose and the chin, all the raised parts of the face where light is falling with a lighter tone. No details are there, yet from the tonal variations reflecting the bone structure, one can easily make out the resemblance with the model. Just like Clyde Espevig said, you are creating interest in foundation by creating those knowledge gaps, like in a novel, but not in a totally obvious way, or it can get boring or trite. Now is the time to bring out the details and give clear outline and shape to the facial features. Start with a darker tone behind the ears over the hair and then eyes and eyebrows. With every expression, the shape of eyebrows will change. So one need to observe the exact angular curve to match the expression in eyes. Even a dab or line can mean something. In an inner eye, it may create some impression. Claude Monet aptly said, when you go out to paint, try to forget what object you have before you, a tree, a house, a field, or whatever. Merely think, here is a streak of yellow, and paint it just as it looks to you, the exact color and shape, until it emerges as your own naive impression of the scene before you. Without Mostek, the model will look incomplete. Observe the downward angle to bring out the character. Darkest dots behind the ear, over the hair, flicks will help in creating depth. You don't need to mix each and every stroke. The dabs and patches can talk for themselves and form their own identity in the painting. Like Ted Smuskiewicz says, leave your stroke alone. Take some time to read between the dabs and feel their energy, which adds to the visual flow. Apply a light touch on the tip of nose, curve of eyelids, forehead, cheekbones and chin. Gradually build the lightness. The stark strokes of white will imply or indicate the sharp light falling on the model. These dots will contribute in visual dialogue and making the experience whole. These kind of dots appear to be very simple ones but create forceful structure. They form their own language with the artist and what matters for the spectator is to see and sense them. Darker lines for depth under the chin, in the shape of ears, under the eye and lower lip, nostrils help in defining the exact features of the model. To see is what matters to black. If the doors of perception were cleared, everything would appear to man as it is infinite. To see is to know, and to know is the way by which man's vision can reach the ultimate. But this demands the oneness of the whole being, body, emotions, and vitality. The artist has to open up and recreate his experiences. He has to explore his limitations to learn something new and bring out the painting in his own individual style. Draw the shape of the folds of the scarf which is around model's neck. The lines need to be very spontaneous, as being too meticulous with the strokes can break or hinder the visual flow. As the details are coming out in the painting is turning from abstract to realistic. One needs to observe that if the basic structure is perfect, then any detail over it will help only in enhancing its aesthetic beauty. Draw the creases of the folds of arm, fall of the kurta, and the uneven base line of the kurta, which indicates the way in which it is falling over the jeans. By drawing these lines, the shadows, or one can say chiaroscuro, is getting emphasized. The tone of the paper left untouched by color is acting as the light falling over the cloths. The line and tone under the armpit is supposed to be darker than the other areas. With practice, the eye gets trained enough to realize that the spontaneity and rhythm in line matters more than counting the number of creases being drawn to show the drapery. One starts examining an object in a totally different light, full of rhythm and playfulness. Apply darkest tone in the uneven fall of the kurta and the folds of the jeans. To a layman, the painting may seem complete, but an artist is never contented and wants to bring out more and more. Henry Matisse very aptly said, I want to reach the state of condensation of sensations, which continues a picture. Perhaps I might be satisfied momentarily with a work finished at one sitting, but I would soon get bored looking at it. Therefore, I prefer to continue working on it so that later I may recognize it as a work of my mind. That's why a few touches, a few lines, a few dabs here and there trigger the spirits of the artist, whether it is for the shadow, creases, features, hands hidden in the folds, or another dark triangle under the chin. To enhance the stark contrast of light against the shadowed areas, apply white color strokes on the shoulder, arm and the side of kurta, touching the background. White will add a dramatic touch to the painting. Every fold will be highlighted and three-dimensional effect will be more evident. It totally depends on the artist when he wants to pull a stop to his explorations or till when he wants his brush strokes to keep on adding more meaning to the lines and colors. It is time to make out the shape of the hand kept on the vest and also the feet. These small touches keep the painting fertile and explore one's imagination more and more at every step. It is not necessary to bring out minute details. A few strokes can help in defining the shape, even in the parts hidden in the darkness. This is a process for an artist to reflect upon his intellect and imagination. Whatever he has learned over the time helps him to give his best in bringing out hidden parts. Touching and retouching becomes a part of the artistic journey while bringing the painting close to completion. Line under the curve, of the foot as well as already darkened areas still seem satisfying to the artist. A scribble in the background adds beauty to the empty space. An interconnection and a dialogue of various parts is starting. One feels a part of the painting and is no longer outside it. Ernst Kirchner very beautifully expressed. It seems as tough the goal of my work has always been to dissolve myself completely into the sensations of the surroundings in order to then integrate this into a coherent painting